Okay. Yeah, I grew up in a Greek family, and we always were on Greek time, which usually meant 2 hours late. So we're pretty fortunate today. Okay. I'm going to just give a tiny intro because I think most people might guess who I am. First, I want to welcome everybody to the IAUS Symposium 385 on Astronomy and Satellite Constellations, Pathways Forward. And as you might guess, my name is Connie Walker, and I've been the lucky person to chair this wonderful symposium as the scientific organizing chair. And to my right is Antonia Varela, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her in a few minutes, but she is the local organizing committee chair. And so I'm a scientist at the U.S. National Optical Astronomy Observatory, and I'm also very lucky to be one of the 2 co-directors with Federico De Bruno over here of the Center for the Protection of the Dark and Quiet Skies from Satellite Constellation Interference. And I did not name this. Okay. I'm sorry, Willie. And it's mercifully shortened to CPS. So you'll hear IAU CPS, you'll hear IAU Center, and that's the same entity. Okay, and you'll hear a little bit more about that from Piero Benvenuti, who is our director, in just a few minutes. So all of us here today have a reason for being here. However, it's not by ourselves that we're going to be successfully addressing the challenges presented to astronomy from satellite constellations. So I invite all of you to roll up your sleeves and to get into the thick of the discussions that we are going to be having in the next few days. Everybody's invited. It's because we can't, how can I say this? It's only together amongst different stakeholders that are represented here today that solutions are going to be found. So I consider myself extremely lucky to hold the positions that I do, only because there are people working with me that make the whole process worthwhile. So here today, I'd like to make a few of those introductions, and the first, again, is Antonia Varela, and she is the director and founder of the Starlight Foundation, as well as an astronomer at the IAC, which she'll tell you about, and also the chair for the local organizing committee. Antonia?
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Connie. Buenos días. Voy a mezclar un poco inglés y español. Quiero, en primer lugar, dar las gracias al presidente del Cabildo de La Palma, señor Sergio Javier Rodríguez Fernández, alcalde de Santa Cruz de La Palma, el señor Asier Antona Gómez, consejera de Turismo del Cabildo de La Palma, señora Raquel Rebollo Morera, director del Instituto de Astrofísica de Canarias, profesor Rafael Rebolo. Gracias, Connie. Y presidente electo de la Unión Astronómica Internacional, profesor Willy Benz. Authorities, participants, friends, it's an honor to welcome you. On behalf of the local organizing committee of this symposium to the islands of La Palma, which is once again hosting an international forum where crucial and decisive decisions will be taken regarding the protection of the sky. An island that has seen the birth of the first governmental law in the world to protect the Sky Law of 1988, which has been a source of inspirations for other Spanish communities and countries. An island that hosted the first International Starlight Conference in 2007, in which representatives of institutions such as UNESCO, World Tourism Organization, and International Astronomical Union, among others, and under an action promoted by the Instituto de Astrofísica de Canarias, drafted and signed the first declaration in defense of the night sky and the right to the starlight, or Declaration of La Palma. The 27th IAUS General Assembly, held in August 2009 in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, unanimously approved the Resolution B5 in defense of the night sky and the right to starlight. The principles expressed in the La Palma Declaration. Since then, the IAUS has significantly increased in its work in this line, especially in through division C, education, outreach, and heritage. La Palma, the world's first starlight reserve, was also the chosen venue for the 2 workshops in 2020 and 2021 on dark and quiet sky for science and society, organized by the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, UNOSA, and Spain, together with the International Astronomical Union and the Instituto de Astrofísica de Canarias, with the aim of elaborating recommendations to avoid the impact of human activities on the visibility to the starry sky and on the progress of the science of astronomy. But both workshops have to be performed online, one by the COVID that devastated mankind, and the second by a volcano that added even more pain to this island. So we could not raise our hands when we learned of the opportunity to host this important symposium, where once again important decisions will be taken to ensure that this sky continues to be a source of inspiration, acknowledge, an engine of sustainable development and progress for all people. That is why we would like to thank the International Astronomical Union and the IAUS Sky Protection Center for having accepted this proposal, and of course, the La Palma Island Council, the Santa Cruz of La Palma Town Hall, and the municipality of Fuencaliente, Garafía, among others, and the whole island in general, for having opened their doors and their arms to receive us. As Connie Walker has already mentioned, and you have been able to see in the program, we have some intense days of debate and work ahead of us. But this local organizing committee did not want you to leave this island without getting to know its volcanoes, its history, its culture, its gastronomy, its scientific infrastructures, but above all, its sky and its people. We have therefore prepared with great enthusiasm an intense and attractive agenda of activities which began yesterday with the visit to the new Tajogaite volcano at Cumbre Vieja, and to which many other experiences will be added, as you can see in the social agenda on the symposium website. Among them, a visit to the Roque de los Muchachos Observatory, blackout and star party with music festival, at-night observations, testing of palmeran products in the municipality of the Starlight Fuencaliente, exhibitions, a public talk by Professor Piero Benvenuti to let the public in La Palma know why we are here today, and much more. We will remind you of the times and meeting point in due course. And logistically, all the sessions of this symposium will be held here in the Teatro Circo de Marte. The poster sessions and break coffees will take place in the Museum of Contemporary Art, which is just 100 meters to the left of the theater, and the lunches will be held in the Plaza Santo Domingo, just in front of the theater. I would like to finish by thanking those companies that are collaborating in one way or another, like Saborea La Palma, catering, printing, hostesses, etc., all from kilometer zero, to make this symposium a sustainable meeting. Of course, thanks to the colleagues of the local organizing committee of the Cabildo de La Palma, of La Palma, the IEC, and the Starlight Foundation for making this possible. And to conclude, and as a reminder of our mission here, let me quote the first article of the La Palma Declaration, which states, "An unpolluted night sky that allows the enjoyment and contemplation of the firmament should be considered an inalienable right of humankind, equivalent to all other environmental, social and cultural rights due to its impact on the development of all peoples and on the conservation of the biodiversity. So be it happy and fruitful symposium, and thank you very much to be here. Sorry. Connie, he desordenado todas las transparencias. Next one. Okay.
I'll do this.
Next speaker.
Did you? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. You can tell we practice, right? Okay. I'd like to, she has gracefully invited or talked about the 4 distinguished speakers, but we have a 5th one that is here today from the IAU, and he is the president-elect, and he'll be also talking very shortly, and his name is Willie Benz. And then we have also our distinguished, I would say, executive director of the IAUS Center that I mentioned before, and that's Piero Benvenuti. And he's also been the past General Secretariat of the International Astronomical Union. So you hear the acronyms IAU for International Astronomical Union, and you'll hear about the IAUS Center from him as well. Okay. And then I have the extreme pleasure, and I'm going to tell you all the introductions up front so we can just get going with the talks in just a little while. Boy, this thing likes to, okay. Anyways, okay, so Karen Howard graciously accepted our invitation to be our keynote speaker. And she holds the office in the U.S. Accountability, the Government Accountability Office. And she is their acting chief scientist and the director of the Science and Technology Assessment area of the GAO, as they call it. And in these roles, she leads teams of scientists, engineers, and policy analysts to provide insight, oversight, and foresight for the U.S. Congress through the analysis of science and technology issues and related policy implications. She manages a very broad portfolio of topics, including environmental quality, vaccine development, biological threats, chemical weapons, water scarcity, artificial intelligence, national security, implications of emerging technologies, and many other issues, including now a wonderful paper that came out a few months ago on satellite constellations and issues thereof. So Dr. Howard, and she'll probably hopefully give you the reference for that because it's an excellent, excellent reference. Dr. Howard received the prestigious 2021 Arthur S. Fleming Award for Leadership in Government Service, the GAO's 2022 Distinguished Service Award, and the 2019 Meritorious Service Award, and others. She holds a PhD in environmental chemistry, a master's in science for analytical chemistry, and a master's in science in actually education. So all these things together, and it's wonderful. Okay. So then I want to just give a brief recognition to the many people that are the backbone of this entire conference here, or symposium. And it's without these people, none of this would have happened, because each of these people are actually, they have a dual role here. They're what they call co-leads of 4 different hubs. And one hub is on community engagement, and another is on SAT Hub. It's for software and observations. Another is a policy hub, another is an industry hub. And so for the Community Engagement Hub, you'll hear from Jessica today. She's going to be the chair of the session, Jessica Heim, and her co-lead also, who's not here though, is John Barentine. Then we have Meredith, Siegfried, and Mike. And you can see where they're from here, and they're all the co-leads for what we call SAT Hub, which deals with the software for like passing the prediction, predicting passes and other kinds of software, and also taking observations. And I think today, actually, papers coming out in Nature for Blue Walker 3, which is a direct-to-cell satellite, and you'll hear all about that in the sessions tomorrow and the next day. And then we have Richard Green and Andy Williams, who are both here, so you get to see both of them. And as Siegfried and Mike are also here too. And Richard and Andy are the co-leads of the Policy Hub, and they're also chairing the sessions that you'll hear more about on Thursday, Thursday, and Friday, I think, well, all those days. And then the last hub is called the Industry and Technology Hub with Tim Stevenson, who's here, and Chris Hofer from the Amazon Kuiper Project. Tim is from a Square Kilometer Array Observatory, as Federico is, and Matt, who's also here, and you'll hear from Matt because I'll tell you something about him in a minute. And Chris Hofer is from Amazon, and Patricia was at SpaceX as a vice president. She's amazing, and she has now her own consulting firm for satellite constellation issues and challenges, I should say. And then we have a lot of other organizing committee members that also helped out. They're on the original committee, and their names are here. I don't want to go through everybody, but you can see they're from all over the world, which is really a very nice thing to have. And then I want to say an appreciation for my for the fellow co-director, Federico De Bruno, who's helped a great deal in putting this symposium together. And so thank you, Federico. You don't need to know anything more about me. And then I would hand it over now for this slide to Antonia to talk about the local organizing committee.
Okay, thank you, Connie. To finish, to thank all the local organizing committee. Here you have the names of many people that have collaborated to make possible this meeting. Thanks to the IEC, the IT, also the Gaby Perez, and all the people of the Starlight Foundation, and from the Cabildos o de PAL. Thanks por hacer posible este encuentro aquí, que esperamos y deseamos que sea muy, muy fructífero. Yo creo que es momento de dar paso a las autoridades que van a saludarnos. Así que, por favor, presidente del Cabildo, si es tan amable, subir aquí al atril.